The midway point of the 2021 Grand National Cross Country Championship is here, and Ohio's Bryson Neal on a win streak, winning the last two races and his third of the 2021 championship season. He's sneaking in, he's knocking on the door, but can Walker Fowler shut the door in his face? Stick around, the battle for Ohio is next on MAV TV.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Hello and welcome to round number 7 of America's premier off-road racing championship, the 2021 GNCC Series presented by Specialized and AMA National Championship. This is the John Penton GNCC and, of course, our first of 2 stops here at this facility in Millfield, Ohio. We'll be back later this fall for the Burr Oak GNCC, but our first stop in Indiana at the home of the Ironman brought us the first running of the Hoosier GNCC, and, of course, with this one, it really brought out the best in some of our riders, including the young Austin Abney, last year's Pro-Am GNCC champion, and he brought out the best in the local himself as he was able to latch on to the front 2 runners of Walker Fowler and Hunter Hart early on, and this could have been a big day for this young rookie, but unfortunately on lap number 2 he ran into some problems, dropped back a few spots. He finished the race in the top 10, but not where he wanted to be in front of the hometown crowd, but a great place to get started. But as this one wore on, Hunter Hart was back up to speed and challenging the front runners once again, getting the experience that he needed and the experience that we've seen him be able to utilize throughout the course of this 2021 GNCC season. Well, Fowler had his issues as well, and he fell back to the number 3 position and battled with the number 7 of Hart for a little bit before able to overtake the second place position and begin to lay chase back on Bryson Neal. The only unfortunate part of this was for the number 1 is that he couldn't bridge that 30-plus second gap that Bryson Neal was able to establish after making the pass on the misfortunes of Walker Fowler. Now, of course, Walker had a little bit of time to make up in order to try to reel in Hunter Hart. Hart, in the meantime, actually had a chance to see and ride a little bit with Bryson Neal and pick up a few pointers. We'll see if it'll pay off in the end. But speaking of the end, the checkers came for Bryson Neal. His second win in a row, and of course his third win of the 2021 championship, certainly putting him in as a key player for the championship.
Yeah, man, you know, we had those 2 tough breaks, and we took it on the chin, and we said, you know what, we're going to come back and try to keep the same mindset that we had before that stuff happened, act like it never did. And you know, we was able to get the win last race. We got the win today, and the next race is our hometown in Athens, Ohio, and man, we're looking forward to it. We can't wait to get there. We got a 2-week break, you know. I'm going to go home, put in a lot of work, and try to get 3 in a row. You know, I'll try my best.
Bryson Neal, as we said, took 2 wins in a row so far, his third of the season. Walker Fowler finishing up in second, Hunter Hart in third, Cole Richardson and John Blodda Jr. in that 5th place position. Another strong finish for that youngsters. We head into this 2-hour race, 11.5 miles of race course, and not too bad of conditions, a little mixed up out there. We got some dry spots, we got some moist spots, so woods are looking great, though. As we kick this one off, Walker Fowler going to grab the All Balls Whole Shot Award in this XC1 Pro class, pick himself up a few extra bucks in the process. That was Jared McClure, the Sneaky Snake, playing Cobra today as he opens up in that number 2 position. Looking back there in the number 3 spot, looks like Bryson Neal in third, and he is going for his 3rd win in a row here in Ohio, as well as his 3rd win in the championship. So I know he's got a lot banking on this one. If he can get this 4th win here this year, especially with the misfortunes he's had in a couple of races this season, it's going to put him in a great position as far as maybe challenging Walker for the championship by the end of round number 13. But as they get it all sorted out here on lap number 1 at the John Penton GNCC, let's head on back down to the starting line where our XC2 Pro-Am class are taking off with their B&R Motorsports Hole Shot Award, and it looks like it's going to be the 714 of Ronnie Rush taking another hole shot in this one as he leads a thick field of XC2 Pro contingents out there. And of course, as we hit into the wood section there, it looks like things are starting to stretch out. And that's what I was talking about, a mix of the conditions out there. You saw that dust in the open fields, but you can see the woods themselves are in perfect condition. A little moist. It's kind of tacky out there. You could see it get hard packed and slick, but as long as the sun isn't hitting it, it seems like it's pretty good traction for the most part. That's great Ohio clay for you. Walker Fowler out front of this one, and Bryson Neal now up to the number 2 position. This is the race and the fight that I think a lot of people were looking for, as Jared McClure still holds on to a top 3 spot there. Will Bryson Neal be able to beat Walker Fowler straight up here? Both from Ohio on the Ohio turf. Stick around to find out. Coverage of the 2020 Grand National Cross Country Series on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized Turbo E-Bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by Yamaha. Revs your heart. Back in Millfield, Ohio here for the John Penton GNCC. Walker Fowler continuing to lead the challenger of Bryson Neal, what we're calling the Battle of Ohio. Walker Fowler from Northern Ohio and Bryson Neal literally from about 45 minutes from this racetrack in Southeastern Ohio. Jared McClure is the sneaky snake, and he is out of Pennsylvania. But like we said, a lot of folks are really looking at the 1 and 2. Of course, Bryson Neal winning the last 2 races here in Ohio and is looking to expand on that with his third of the 2021 championship. And it should actually position him a lot stronger as far as challenging Walker Fowler for the win. We just saw the number 7 of Hunter Hart. He's all the way back in 7th place right now. He ran 3rd and even 2nd when we were in Indiana a couple of weeks ago, but things have certainly changed here, and changing up front as well, as Walker Fowler starting to feel a little bit of that pressure from Bryson Neal as he's gotten a little bit closer to that rear grab bar out there, and I'm sure at times possibly even getting way within too close for comfort for the number 1 of Walker Fowler. But both these riders picking up pace here through these wood lines in Southeastern Ohio, and again, both seem to be riding very tactfully right now as they are both trying to size one another up. Each one wants this win very badly. Both need this win very badly as far as the championship is concerned. There is McClure falling a little bit further back, but still in that number 3 position. It is a 13-round race. This is round number 7, literally the midway point of the championship, and if Bryson Neal can establish a win here, it might establish dominance heading into the latter half of the 2021 championship. So Walker Fowler doesn't want to see that happen. I know he's been digging deep and fighting a lot of his own issues out there mechanically and even with setups and things of that nature. So he's hoping today he's got that all sorted out here in Ohio as Bryson Neal keeps that head down and keeps the pressure applied. Generally, Walker's not normally used to seeing this kind of pressure applied for this length of time. So this could get interesting as we get down to the wire. One of these riders is going to have to tire before the other, so it becomes a matter of fact of who may be well conditioned, or at least the most well conditioned, and that's how it all breaks down, and I guess that's the science of it all. Speaking of science, the science has really elevated in mountain bike racing, especially here in GNCC. We've got the pedal assist, the EMTB, Electric Mountain Bike Grand National Cross Country Championship Series, as we talk about, and there is the number 12. He is one of the top youth riders out there. That is the son of 8-time GNCC champion Barry Hawk, Talon Hawk, and he is one of the top rising stars, as is Mitch Hawkins in that class as well, a son of Randy Hawkins, an AMA Hall of Famer and GNCCer. But up front in the XC1 Pro class, we had some great battles, and another one right down to the wire for Hot Rod Charlie Mullins as he takes another win with challenges from Kyle Mackey. Stick around. GNCC continues after this. As often pointed out, the heart of any sport lies in the youth of its competitors, and that's one thing that GNCC Racing is very strong in the ATV racing world. And not only are they strong in numbers, but strong in competition as well. We've seen a lot of great racing so far throughout the first 6 rounds of GNCC, and this Ohio GNCC is no different. Riders like Brody Lee, Tavin Cook, Harrison Lindsay, also Kate Johnson, Ty McGay, and more have battled it out fiercely this year, but coming out on top this time around was the 333 of Brody Lee. Lee followed by Tavin Cook, who's been a fierce competitor all season. Harrison Lindsay rounded out the podium in 3rd. Andre Williams and Caden Lambrino were your 4th and 5th place finishers as we caught up with our winner.
Yeah, I've won 4 races, and then you get here and you just try to get up on top, and if you come out on top, just try your hardest.
A good formula seems to work for Brody Lee. 4 wins on the season. Tavin Cooks also snagged a win himself. Brody Poole and Caden Lambrino, Harrison Lindsay, and rounding out the top 10, Levi Burkemper. As we pick the action back up from our Yamaha Skycam, and it is still nose to tail, the number 1 and the number 2 as we head into the pits. Both riders electing to take pit stops. Both riders getting new goggles, and both riders getting a full tank of gas, and didn't see really Bryson taking any water, and he also took over the lead. That might have been the difference. So Bryson not really needing any water, and voila, there he is. He's out front. Now he's trying to put distance between himself and the number 1. And if you question as to whether or not maybe Bryson's a little faster than Walker today, this right here might tell you, yeah, he's riding faster, at least at the moment and through this section of the race course, as that gap is already starting to open up as Bryson Neal biding his time to make that pass and get into the lead. That's Jared McClure back in the number 3 spot, down almost 1 minute from the intense battle of 1st and 2nd between Bryson Neal and Walker Fowler. Up to the number 4 spot now is Cole Richardson, as Adam McGill solidly now into the number 5 spot. The 521, we know him as the Gator, chomping right there on the rear grab bar of the Coltrane. They're both trying to make up time on these front 3 riders right now. It is still Bryson Neal out front, Walker Fowler in 2nd, and the gap is not really widening, but it's not tightening up any, at least at this juncture of the race course. As we said, it's about a minute back to the number 3 position right now to Jared McClure as he checks in, and another 30 seconds or so as we see the 4th place and 5th place rides of Cole Richardson and the 521 machine of Adam McGill. McGill there covered in mud. I was beginning to wonder there for a minute if that was really him, but yep, that was him. We saw the green plastics going by after that. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but as we went by here, it looks like that Bryson Neal might have opened up just a little bit more. It's only a fraction or 2 of a few seconds, but it is starting to widen. The distance is starting to happen there, and that could be playing in the head of Walker Fowler. One thing I can say about these riders is they have been riding at a very intense pace. One might say on the ragged edge, if you will, through these trees, and it's pretty amazing what they're capable of being able to achieve when they set their mind to it. A lot of hard work, a lot of training, and of course, spending a lot of times on the machine in the woods like this puts them in a really good position to be able to ride at these levels that a lot of folks just can't seem to find. Cole Richardson, and he doesn't have his caboose, the 521 of Adam McGill. Where is he? Stick around to find out, as well as more when we continue. Welcome back to GNCC on MAV TV. I'm Rodney Tomlin. That's Walker Fowler, your new leader, and a big shakeup as Bryson Neal has had a little bit of an incident there. As you see, that front bumper is a little bit wrecked there. Well, quite a bit wrecked. From what I understand, he got off course and may have hit a vehicle off the side of the course. We'll find out more, I'm sure, as this race progresses, or at the end we'll try to get a word with him. But regardless, that's some big news in this one. Hopefully everything's going to be okay there. It looks like the machine's running okay, though. He's just lost a little bit of time. Walker Fowler has now bridged that gap and made the pass. And Bryson Neal finds himself in second place as he's trying to play catch-up, although he doesn't look nearly as aggressive. So maybe there is some machine damage there that's keeping him from being so aggressive. In the meantime, that has allowed Jared McClure to catch up to Bryson Neal and now begin to challenge for the second place position. There's a gap opening up between him and Walker Fowler, but nonetheless, a second is better than a third, and I know that Jared McClure is thinking that right now. McClure now has made the pass on the number 2, and here comes Cole Richardson, and Cole Richardson has made the pass on Bryson Neal. Neal has dropped off to the number 4 positions. They were working through some lap traffic there just a moment ago, so there may be more going on there than meets the eye as far as Bryson Neal is concerned, because he's already lost several positions. There's Adam McGill. He has dropped back a little bit in that 5th place position, but maintaining the spot. We saw just before we went to break that he had lost track of Cole Richardson, but not too far off pace right now. So Walker Fowler getting the give me here in Ohio, it looks like. Not really. I mean, when you look at the big picture, nothing given to him there, but I know it's a big sigh of relief when the mistakes come like that and the situation is kind of handed back to you, and it doesn't come without a lot of hard work. You got to be in that position to take it back when it arises, and that's exactly where Walker Fowler was. Will he be there when the checkers fly? Stick around to find out. GNCC continues from the John Penton after this. Coverage of the 2020 Grand National Cross Country Series on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized Turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready. And by Yamaha, revs your heart. We are back at the Wiseco John Penton GNCC in Millfield, Ohio at Sunday Creek Raceway. Again, the first of 2 stops here at this great facility as Walker Fowler back on top out front in this one in his home state. Jared McClure in second. And Cole Richardson has reeled in the sneaky snake, but at the checkers, Walker Fowler's going to take the big win, one that he has needed. He stops Bryson Neal's win streak, and of course not only win streak this season but also his win streak here at Millfield's Sunday Creek Raceway. He won 2 last year, and coming into this one he was hoping to make it 3 in a row. Walker Fowler appearing to be suffering a little bit. Speaking of suffering, let's check in with Bryson Neal.
I put down my head and I was just riding my tail off, and I think I was pretty sure I was putting time on Walker, and everything was working good. And right before we came up on the white flag, about half a mile before a mile, I came up on the kid and we was coming out into a field section. So, you know me, I'm wanting to crank on that thing, you know, heading that field. And he couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to go left or go right. He went left, I went right, and then he went left, and I went a little bit left. And I ran up over his tire, you know, and it shot me off the trail. I ran into the back of this F-150 pickup truck. The tailgate was down. I thought I was going to knock my head back, but luckily my front end, my front bumper, it soaked it up. Shout out Factory 43, they're tough, but I'm just super bummed, man. I felt like I had this one today. I worked my tail off these last 3 weeks. Today's a hot, straight-up race. I wanted it really bad, but, you know, that's why we race.
Tough break for that young contender, but tough breaks for other young contenders today. But I know Jared McClure pretty excited to be back on the box.
Yeah, man, what a track. Just got a good start. Me and Walker were battling for the whole shot. This machine lit right up, Baldwin motor with that Dirtworks 24-volt kit, man. Everybody was saying the start was slick, but man, the GBC tires got me right out front. I mean, me and Walker 1-2 fighting for the whole shot, so it says how good the tires are. And like I said, just, man, first good start I had in a while, and it's just kind of key anymore in this pro class. Just so much talent. You know, you got, Bryson Walker, Cole, Hunter, all these guys. They get out front early and they run away with it. So it was good to be in the mix. Just ran good, clean laps all day.
Good ride for the Sneaky Snake as he finishes up in second. Cole Richardson takes third. Bryson Neal does hold on for fourth, as we said. And Adam McGill, at a place he's been very successful, rounds out the top 5. Let's head on down and check in with Cole Richardson.
Yeah, last race we really didn't get off to a good start, and we played catch up. And this race, the same thing. We spun off to start, and I think we were sitting 10th. Made a few passes the first lap, tried to fit between some trees. The rear end didn't, went over the bars, and I think I might have been back in last again at that point. And just seems like we've been playing catch up lately. We have the speed to be able to win and, be further up, battling for the win. And unfortunately, last 2 races, we're battling from the back and getting on the podium. So we know we have the speed and endurance. It's just a matter of, playing the cards right early in the race.
One thing's a matter of fact, if Cole Richardson ever learns to play those cards early in the first part of the race consistently, he is also going to be a championship contender. Speaking of contenders, Walker Fowler, your main threat for a championship, wearing the number 1, grabs the early lead in this from McClure. The best start we've seen out of him in at least a couple races anyway, up in that second place position, but it wasn't long before Bryson Neal was able to move into second place. And at the midway point, we went for the pit stop, and Bryson Neal, a very quick splash and go. He pulls out just ahead of the defending champion to take over the lead and begin to open up what looked like was going to be for a big win. His 3rd in a row for the season and his 4th in a row here at the Sunday Creek property, as he won 2019, 2 times in 2020, and looking for it to be 4 in a row here today, but it would not be, as he ran into some problems. Literally, a Ford F-150, it sounds like. Glad everything's okay for him, but nonetheless drops him back to the 4th place position. Walker Fowler takes the win and extends his points lead and looks at championship number 7 here. Another big feat in the world of GNCC racing. We'll keep up to date with everything that is GNCC, as we've got a half season to go, by going to GNCCRacing.com. For all of us here at Racer TV and MAV TV, have a great day, everybody.